On this episode of Street Rat Garage, we're getting the goose out of the garage and on the trailer to the track, maybe. I don't know. So for those of you who do not know, Goose is the 1972 Ford Maverick that appeared on 2 episodes of Roadkill, the Cheap Car Challenge and the Power Tour 2019 edition of Roadkill. If you want to see how we got a hold of Goose, just check my playlist, and I have a video up of where we went and got Goose and spoke with the previous owner, Milo, who traded his Jeep pickup truck for old Goose here. But for all of you that do know about Goose, we're going to get him back out. He's been sitting in the garage all winter. Spring's finally here. It's time to go racing. Well, let's go ahead and give Goose a try and see if he's going to fire up for us. Easy. Old Goose sitting all winter fired right up. That electric fuel pump really helped out getting that fuel back up to the bolts. So let's move some stuff and get old Goose out of this garage. Well, that was difficult. Street Rat Garage is not quite big enough for all the shenanigans we have going around here. Maybe one day we'll solve that. It's about time to expand the empire. If you watch the other episode of Street Rat Garage with Goose, you'll remember that we talked about Goose having a spool, actually a mini spool, and that causes both wheels to turn at the same time all the time. And we also discovered that Goose had 2 different size tires on the rear, so making one tire move slightly faster than the other, causing drag and probably slowing Goose down in the quarter mile. So we're going to resolve that problem today. We got 2 new used tires that we're going to throw on Goose, and that way both tires will be spinning at the exact same speed and no drag, and we should actually pick up an ET, a little bit faster ET than what it had before. So let's get those tires thrown on there, and yeah, we can do that stuff. Tire machine. Cheap, easy, best tool in the whole garage. Let's take it for a quick spin around and see if that makes a difference. So I can feel the difference immediately. As soon as I took off, it does not feel like it's lagging or dragging at all. It accelerates a lot smoother. Before it felt just like it was pulling, like maybe there was a brake drag or something like that. But all it was is the different height of tires. One of them trying to go faster, one of them is going a little bit slower. Creates a drag. Putting on the same size tires solved our problem. Definitely better by a long shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Milo's ETs and use that as a baseline, and we're going to take it out to the track and see if we can improve on that. Just got Goose loaded up on the trailer. Going to run him back to the house and start tweaking on it. We need to adjust the carburetor up a little bit, do a few other things, and make sure that it's ready to go to the track. So next time you see it, we'll be at the house and we're going to tweak on this a little bit. Well, we got Goose back in town here. I just took it out for a test drive and the fuel pump went out. So I'm stuck here in a parking lot and I'm going to have to go get a new fuel pump and put in there. So that's good. Okay. Had to call the wife and come pick me up so I can go get my pickup truck. Went up to Street Right Garage and took the old fuel pump out of the Monte Carlo project. This is a Holly pump. It's probably 25 years old, but it still works and it's going to do a lot better than that cheap foreign made pump that may be only a year old that's already filled. So while I was out there, I went ahead and picked up a couple more tires for the back. We got some newer ones for the front. I went and bought some brand new ones for the back so we can do a few smoky burnouts. And let's get this fuel pump on there so we can try to get to the track tonight and see what this will do. Of course, it's gonna rain probably. I see clouds coming in, so maybe we should just get this before it starts raining and not worry about the track tonight. Here's the old fuel pump bolted inside behind the fender well of the rear tire. The one thing that I don't like is having the electrical wire wrapped around the fuel line. I made a mistake of doing this one time and the wire shorted out and caught the fuel line on fire, and that did not go well. So we're going to go ahead and take this off of here and run it somewhere else that's not a fire hazard. So let's get this old foreign made pump off of here and get the good old Holly on there. Well, we had to take shelter in the truck. All of a sudden a big windstorm, and actually a little bit of sleet came up, and it's blowing pretty good right now. So we're going to try to wait this out. Hopefully it won't storm so everything doesn't get wet. Still coming down really good. Hope it doesn't last too long. I jumped out and grabbed the 2 pumps before it started raining too rough. So just want to show you the difference in between the cheapy pump and the Holley pump here. So this is a Holley pump. This is the foreign made pump. As you can see, they're really pretty similar. I'm pretty sure I can use that bottom plate on the Holley pump. The bodies are similar in design, but I guess what it gets down to is the internals. I didn't hardly use this pump at all. I probably have less than an hour of runtime on this one, and I'm pretty sure, I believe Milo, the previous owner, installed this pump, he said, and I don't think he had a whole lot of runtime on it either. So it all comes down to the internals. A Holley definitely has a much better internals. Like I said, this is like a 25-year-old pump. You know, works just fine. I had it in the Monte Carlo, and just last year it was running, when I had the small block engine in it, running just fine, no problems at all. So spend the extra money, get the good stuff, so you don't get stuck out in a parking lot during a rainstorm. Well, looks like the rain lasted just long enough to get everything wet and make it miserable out here to crawl underneath the car and put the fuel pump on. That's what we're gonna do. Just got the Holley installed, so I haven't even tried it yet. Just got everything wired up. I still got to put a fuse in there and see if it works. Hopefully we'll be back on the road here pretty soon. Now I will give props to whoever put this little sign here that says fuel pump fuse, because it was sitting right back behind this panel, so just had to pull the carpet up a little bit to get to this fuse holder. So without that little sign, I would have definitely been looking everywhere for this fuse. So good job, whoever did that. Okay, let's give it a try. I hope this works. Well, it looks like we're back in business, making some noise. As long as this fuel pump holds up, we'll be in business. Well, it looks like we're back on the road again, so that rainstorm definitely did not help anything. It is wet out here, and we are not that far from the track, so most likely rain there too. I'll check the website to see if the event was canceled, but it really doesn't look good. It's 4:13 right now. The track's supposed to open up at 5 o'clock, so, or 5:30, I can't remember which. But either way, I don't think they're gonna dry out the track just so we can practice. We'll try it again next week if it's closed up, and see if we can do a baseline on Old Goose here, see what we can do. So I brought Goose back to the garage here at my house. We're going to go ahead and get him prepped up for tonight. We're going to run him out at the track and see if we can't beat that time that Milo set down. So these are the time slips that Milo left with the car. He ran it at Bristol drag weight. Let's see what kind of times he has here. He's 16.7, 16.1, 16.3, 17.3, 15.9, and 17.8. So it looks like our fastest time is 15.9, 15.907 at 86.9 miles per hour. So we should be able to do a little bit better than that after we adjust the carburetor, the timing, tinker around with it a little bit, So we've already changed the back tires so that they're both the same size and we're not getting that drag from one tire being bigger than the other when we have a mini spool in it. So that may be a couple tenths right there all by itself. So let's get started and tinker on this and see if we can't beat that time tonight. One thing we're going to do here, if you look here on the regulator, we have the in and the out line, and they're both rubber lines. I've already taken them loose. Now, NHRA rules state that you can't have more than 6 inches of rubber fuel line. So this is more than 6 inches right here. This is probably 7 or 8 inches. And then we have another, this is an in line, and that's about 7 inches right there. So that would not pass tech. On the test and tune we do here, they usually don't even open the hood, but if they were to, they will not let this car on the track, so they will allow this braided rubber line. So just as long as your rubber line is braided, it's good to go. So we'll stick this rubber line in here, and then we'll be able to pass tech if they actually open up the hood on this car. Okay, I just wrapped up the installation of the braided line. Replaced all the rubber line, so we will be able to pass tech without any questions as far as the fuel line situation goes. That was probably, it's got to be 3 foot of braided line that we put on there. Plus, it'll be a lot safer than using this rubber line. The line's actually touching a lot of things here, so we don't want it rubbing through on the rubber line and starting a fuel fire. Okay, well that's fine for right now. Now let's go ahead and address this issue. This is a battery hold down, or I don't know, lack thereof. It's just some wire. This is house wire. It's fine, and it probably will pass tech in a lot of places, and it may pass tech here, but we're just going to go ahead and add in the good stuff so we have absolutely no problems at all. Okay, so there it is. We got it in. It's a lot sturdier than the baling wire, the house wire, and it will definitely pass whatever tech that you go up against. Wednesday night, they don't really care, but you're going to race in any sort of actual event, they're going to care a lot more. So now we're ready to go. This is, if we go to Hot Rod Drag Week, we're good to go there. We'll clean up the AN fittings another time, but this should get us in the track and get us a new base time, and hopefully everything stays together. And let's go to the track and see what she does. Okay, we're here at the track. Just got inspected and just got in line, and now we're pulling up to see what we can do here. So yeah, hopefully everything goes well. I'm not expecting great things, but I would like to beat that, what was it, a 15.9 I think it was? 15.5, 15.9, I can't remember. Something right in there. So let's give it a try and see what we got here. Looks like we'll be up against VW Golf or something, maybe a GTI. Don't know what that is, but well, things are pretty quick, so might not win this one. Burnout. On light to light. Wait for the GTI to stage. She's staging a little bit late. actually a freaking 18. Are you kidding me? That was awful. That was bad. We spun and spun and spun and spun. And let the GTI come around us. No, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. That's not how you do it. I got in trouble. He turned around in the middle of the track instead of going to the next exit. But it's probably his first time here, so he didn't know, but he does now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We ran a 18.0 at 78 miles. It's blurred, 78 miles an hour. It was spinning tires and I did not lift. I just stayed right on in it. Yeah. Well, at least there's plenty of room for improvement, like 3 seconds. So let's jump back in line and try that again. That was just awful. Well, round 2. See what we can do this time. Apparently it likes to blow the tires off. I am shocked that it will actually do that coming off the line with track bite and everything on here. But we'll ease into it a little bit more, and then maybe we're gonna have to change the back tires. They're not that wide, they're pretty skinny, and they only cost like $40. So that could be a problem. Looks like we're gonna go up against the Camaro, so yeah, that'll be fun. I'm not gonna back into the water. Better than an 18. We're not getting that third gear shift though. Thank you.
You're welcome. 17.4 at 75 miles an hour. So
last one was 18 at 73, 1 mile an hour, half a second. So far not going too well, so maybe a better launch. I red lighted too. My reaction time, what was it, negative 1.7, so I took off really early that time, but gotta cheat a little bit sometimes. Okay, hopefully the third time is a charm. Probably not. But man, we are not getting there. It feels like we're running out of fuel. I don't think we're getting all the fuel. $17.08. Can't even break into the 16s. I need to run faster. Run at least a second and a half faster. I don't think we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna call it 17.0. Best we can do. We've got some fuel starvation issues or something going on. I think I can do a little bit better than that. I probably could break into the 16s, but man, breaking into the 16s is embarrassing. Well, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for this edition of Street Rat Garage. We will work on this a little bit, and hopefully we can get 14 seconds out of it by the time Cletus and Cars come along in the next 3 weeks. So until next time.